This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Yo, what the fuck?
Yo, what was that, bro?
I don't know, bro. Twitter's a wild place, man. Ever since I started hopping back on and like trying to promote the show, I've just been introduced to a whole new level of ignorance, bro.
Yo, what was that? Yo.
Anyway, what's going on, everybody? This is That One Piece Talk, episode 91. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Sam.
And this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go! So glad to be here. This episode is going to be a hefty one because the chapter itself was very hefty as well. And it's going to be One Piece chapter 1077. Seb, I want to jump right into this chapter, so let's say what's up to everybody in the chat and read off whatever else we have to go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. KJ, Toby, I Hate Mo, Mike Super 17, Black Jesus, I think it's Jesus, Lord Vegeta, Jordan, Haney, Chance Rainey, Jose Zamudio, Cosmos, Keke, Kaneken? I don't know. Peanut Butter and Waivers, Winston,
What?
Chris, Josh O in the chat, God D Usopp, Who-Man, Quavo, so many. Tony Leon, Javian, UK Simon, Shandi Wandi, Brandon Wigfall, Hayden Humphrey, Ant Dog, so many out here, man. We really appreciate y'all being here with us. And we also got a subscription to Nakama status from Lord Vegeta for 1 month. It says, "Ayo, chat, get lit. Hashtag fraud punk. Hashtag it be your own people."
Thank you, Ragnar.
Thank you, Ragnar. We also got a 1 month membership to Nakama from Tony Leon. It says, "Yerp."
Your Jersey in the building.
What's up, Tony?
Thank
What
you,
is
thank you,
up?
thank you.
But
Is
yeah,
that it?
That's what we got.
All right, guys, we're going to jump right into the chapter, all right? Just because there's a lot to talk about. And that means we're going to have some curious thoughts, you know, being switched around amongst each other. So if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. If you really have something you want to say to us, just know that you're going to be able to call at the end of the episode, probably like the last 20 minutes, depending on our answers and how long they are. And if you don't have enough time, please leave a comment on the video. But anyway, gentlemen, let's get it. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. The title of this chapter is Should Have Noticed Sooner. Within the cover story, we see the finale of Caesar and Judge's battle. They both have whelps on their heads and are a little bit out of breath. Ichiji and Reiju are watching in the back. There's a thought bubble above both of the scientists, and it's a picture of Vegapunk. At the bottom, there's a quote that says, "Actually, I think our real problem is Vegapunk." What did you guys take from this cover story? And we'll start with Law.
This one just made me think of how that they're evenly matched. Vegapunk, Judge and Caesar, like they're around the same strength level, right? And how because they both seem like they took the same amount of damage, both have a lump, and they're both breathing heavily, right? And then they're both coming to realizing, why are we fighting amongst each other? Our real person we have the problem with is not each other, it's Vegapunk. He's I guess, the source of all their problems. Where I don't really see why, I guess something more happened with Mads. Are they, for example, it just seemed like they're just blaming Vegapunk for all their problems. What I'm trying to say, like, why they didn't succeed as much as they want to. Even though Judge seemed pretty successful. Caesar, you're more one to blame, but to me, it's just like, you're smart and you're a scientist, but you're also kind of a goofball. You're kind of an idiot. So I feel like the only one to blame is yourself. But they're all coming to, like, our real enemy is Vegapunk, not each other. So this is where we're going about lead up to, like, where most likely they're going to team up, like how we were kind of alluding to before, that they're finally going to, like, squash their beef and start working together, probably to start either targeting Vegapunk or just start advancing their own scientific adventures in that. And that's all I have for that right now, yeah.
All right, Seb?
Yeah, I didn't think too deep into it. You know me, I do want them to team up just so they could join underneath Buggy. You know my whole theory about Buggy reuniting Mads. But ultimately, I think that they were reminded of Vegapunk because they were breathing heavily and they had their tongues out. That's where I went with that. Like their tongues are out. Vegapunk has a super long tongue, and they were just like, Vegapunk's the problem. Like, it's not you. It's actually him. And the reason why they beef with him is because they could just never be on his level as far as scientists go. So I don't know if it's like much deeper than that. I think it's pretty superficial. Like, yo, we want to be the best, and like no matter what we do, he's that guy. So I just thought it was funny. I never thought Caesar and Judge were even as far as fighting capability. I thought Judge would probably whoop Caesar.
That's what I thought too.
So I was a little surprised that they were really even here, but it is what it is.
Yeah. For me, it was weird because this was the first time I thought to myself that this could be a major change within the OP world if these two join together. Reason being is that they both complement each other's failures, where Caesar couldn't really do much with the Smile Fruit's success, right? Like it was only 10% successful. But Judge has found great success in like the cloning process and the lineage factor, like capability, where Caesar really hasn't in a specific area. But Judge also gives the ability to be successful with gigantification to Caesar, because Caesar has never been able to complete that or find a literal pathway for him to increase the success rate of that and not have the children pass away. And I was like, okay, so if they band up together and they start to go, you know what? I can now do gigantification. Oh, now I could install these artificial devil fruits into my clone warriors, and now we can compete with like conquering the East Blue like Judge wanted to. But what's also more important is what Sebastian said. So I was like, okay, so if these two guys want to seek extra power, then most likely they would just go to the cross skill, right?
Yes.
And I said to myself, okay, I was speaking to Chestnut, and I said, Chestnut, what is the probability that Luffy and Buggy will actually be in contention for the Pirate King? What happens when you give Buggy Mihawk, Crocodile, all these guys under his belt, and then you give him warriors that are prototype Seraphims, but now they're like giants? And you can grow these guys in like 2 years. I was like, Buggy might end up possibly being the most dangerous Yonko on the sea, forces-wise. Him himself, you already know Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's nothing. But what's behind him might actually benefit to his degree, to the point where he's like, yo, I'm probably the strongest Yonko right now, forces-wise. But if I tried to fight one-on-one, I'm going to get destroyed. And that's where, like, you have to start thinking now, like, Buggy actually might be a contender for Pirate King if these two happen to go into his care. Why would they do that, right? Well, it's the same thing that Mihawk and Crocodile, sought, was that they wanted to be under somebody and not have the spotlight on top of them. Judge already tried to do that with Big Mom. Caesar was doing that on the low. It would make the most sense. So I think
you've seen the vision, bro.
I think I'm on Sebastian's vision where like it can happen, but this would bolster the forces of Buggy completely. I think he would have a stronger force than Kaido did with his artificial devil fruits, because now these are loyal warriors that Judge can just either tell them to die for him or to live. And now they'll be implemented with factor lineage, and I don't think that's just going to be with the Vinsmoke kids. I think that, Caesar's going to be like, yo, I can actually install that into like other people if you weren't able to do that. And he's like, okay, I have extra bodies that you could just use. Do it. Now we have like giant Seraphims.
I feel like Judge will also, on both ends. I'm not going to just attack Caesar, but I feel like they're both critique. Mainly, I am mostly attacking Caesar. Like, I feel like Judge will perfect it more with the Smile Fruit that he's working.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see how we saw example on Kaido's crew, how the way they looked. They looked stupid. They didn't look that strong. They added strength, yes, but they were like, you could tell it was a false imitation. Like, it wasn't a good imitation. I feel like Judge could critique it in a way where they actually look better, more designed to be, to match their strength. That they actually look stronger,
Well, this is the thing too. It's like, Judge's knowledge of just instilling powers into his own children is sort of like him giving devil fruits to his children. This is why people had like the conception of Sanji might be a Seraphim to some degree. Like, why not now? Like, Caesar has that knowledge. He could probably implement any type of Zoan factor lineage into him. So I'm like, yo, this is possible. Yeah. Like, Buggy might be on the come up mad hard.
We just need Queen. You know what I'm saying? Just need Queen bringing in there, bro. Get everybody in there.
I don't think they need everyone because also, like, we know, like, Mihawk and Crocodile joined because they wanted Buggy as a scapegoat. Whereas, like, what you were saying with, I can see Judge, he just wanted the protection of Yonko because they're influenced. That, all right, they're not going to be bothered. So, and yes, Buggy's going to bring that where, like, all right, for Judge, since obviously Buggy's not strong, but his influence as a Yonko is enough to scare the common person or scare most people away. You know, and especially you have all these other people in here. It's like, yo, I don't want to really mess with that powerhouse with all Buggy's drawing attention to him. So Judge could probably join it with that business perspective. And Caesar, we're just going to ride with Judge in that prospect too, because he also wants protection now that Kaido's gone, you know, and Doflamingo's gone. So I can see them both doing that. We're joining the Cross Guild.
Cross Guild, the new Death Row Records, you feel me?
It is. It is. Do we have anything?
No.
All right. Next question. So, chapter opens up with Sentomaru telling the assistants on Egghead to leave the island. They ask why, and he begins to explain that the study of the poneglyphs are strictly forbidden. Since Vegapunk was doing just that, it means what happened to Ohara all those years ago will happen now, but even worse. It's why he deployed the pacifistas. What did you guys think about the opening of this chapter? And we'll start with you, Steb.
So I thought it was so a part of me always gets mad whenever we do the refresher thing. Like, I'm 1,000 chapters in, bro. Like, I know what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a panel to dedicate it to like, and it's Ohara. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not some minor thing that happened in the story. It's Ohara, bro. We know, and even worse, we talked about it in this arc already. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nobody needed the Ohara incident refresher. It always bothers me when you get that stuff. Beyond that, you know, Sentomaru just talking to the people. Like, sometimes Oda be forgetting that these people exist, or seems like he forgets that these people are even in the arc. So, like, it's cool that Sentomaru's here. I don't know that we needed this. So I was like, whatever. Like, I kind of breezed past it when I read it, honestly. I was clocking the number on the thing that's turning just because it keeps getting clocked by people. So it's 100 now. I don't know what it means, but I didn't have much for this part. I just wanted to give them a little rant on that because why?
All right, Law.
I somewhat agree with Sebastian on how we didn't exactly need it because, again, we went over this. We all know about it. Like I said, we did really just discuss this early in the arc, and we even got, like, Saul's still alive from this. So, like, did we really need a refresher course on Ohara when legit we just talked about it with Shaka and Robin?
Bro, we flashed back to Ohara in this arc. Like, we did that. Like, come on, man.
So, Oda, in a way, I don't know why he added this in, but maybe I guess he didn't want to assume that everyone knows. But the only thing I guess that we could take away from this is that he's trying to, Sentomaru's trying to put the gravity of the scale. Is that, yes, we have someone who Vegapunk, where there's literally, you could literally say there's no one like Vegapunk on the earth right now, right? Like you said, the most biggest and the most powerful brain, the greatest scientist to ever live. And how seriously the world government takes this threat that they're going to do to Vegapunk the same thing that they did to Ohara. Like how much they want to hide what they really learned about that kingdom, and even the ideas of that kingdom. So I guess the only thing I can think is that Oda's trying to draw attention, like how important in a way that ancient kingdom is and their ideas. And also he said that even what Sentomaru said, to an even greater scale of what they did to Ohara is going to happen here. So that's why you even see now, it was as to that, we see who's coming. We see an admiral coming and a 𝙏𝙀𝙪 member coming. And against Ohara, we didn't get that. We didn't have an admiral or we didn't have a 𝙏𝙀𝙪 member coming, but we have that coming to Egghead now. So I guess you're just trying to hype up the gravity of the scale, what's happening here on Egghead. But besides from that, we could have got that without the whole refresher course on Ohara flashback, because we already knew. But yeah.
All right. When it came to me, I sensed the gravity of the situation and I immediately assessed that.
Thank you.
I immediately assessed that if this is going to be an 𝙏𝙪 type incident, and Sentomaru thinks it's going to be even worse than 𝙏𝙪 was, it made me think of whatever weapon that was used against the Lucia, right? But then it also made me think that what does Sentomaru know about the world government to be like, I need to deploy the pacifistas? Like, the pacifistas, as we've seen, are pretty hacks, right? Like, they're really good. Like, they're able to take on a lot and also battle a lot. And then now they have all these special capabilities, especially with the bubble, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that weapon gets used again, and then all the pacifistas deploy a huge bubble around the island, which then, you know, defers the lasers to bounce off of it. But a large part of me also says maybe we're probably going to get something very different. And this is where Kizaru comes into play, and we might see Kizaru be probably one of the scariest figures in the show. I don't think much of admirals to the degree of, let's say, Kaido, or like Roger level, or even just like Prime Whitebeard level, or you know, like around those guys. I think a lot of people put them there, power scaling wise, but to me, I feel like it hasn't always been shown to be that way. Right. And I think Kizaru, like I've said before, might be holding back a bit, but I think this is where his time is going to shine. No pun intended. And I think there's going to be something very crazy with Kizaru-wise. For the flashback little panel that you guys are talking about, I didn't have too much trouble with it because there are people that aren't as much of a scholar as much as we are when it comes to One Piece. Like, there's a very large majority of people that don't really pay attention to the intricate details that are so minuscule to the story. And I get you.
𝙏𝙪 though, Larry?
I know.
That's like a benchmark.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I agree with you. But I think that when I look at the general aspect of fans, they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, that's 𝙏𝙪. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we just seen Professor Clover and we saw Saul and we have this flashback with Dragon and Vegapunk and they're visiting the island to give it roses. Like, I know, like that happened. But for some people, they're gonna be like, yo, like, oh, I needed that just to remember what you were talking about. The one thing about that flash, that panel, is that Aokiji's there.
Yo, he is just
and
like,
he's making a stupid face.
Yeah.
he made a couple stupid faces.
And I was like, yo,
flashback.
bro, why is he shown there? And I'm like, yo, this is like kind of showing a great tragedy in America and putting all the people on both sides in one picture and just them smiling.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is kind of dark.
Like they took a group picture together.
Yeah, like they took a group
before
picture.
High gets destroyed, yo.
Yeah, before we all die.
Yeah.
It's like, what? But I get it's Oda's humor. It's him just, rehashing something, not to, make it dreadful. So
Yeah.
I didn't have much either, even though I said a lot. My bad.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We did get 2 super chats.
Yeah.
We got a $5 super chat from Gabriel Montoya. It says, a little late, finally catching y'all live again. Hashtag Nami cheeked up. And who you think is the traitor? Hashtag Buggy Gang. P.S. Y'all make the work day fly by. Thank you so much, Gabriel Montoya.
Arigato.
We've missed you, man.
Arigato.
You haven't been around recently, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
As
Thank
far
you for
as
that.
I mean, we went over who the traitor was a couple episodes ago, like who we think it might be. I don't know if y'all have changed y'all take on that.
That was in the super chat.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna answer that later in the chapter.
that's fine.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Hopefully you're still with us then, Gabriel. We did get a 4-month membership to Nakama from United States of Blurred. It
Thank
says,
you.
Vegapunk gonna give Robin his fruit. Hashtag Robin 2 fruits. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I don't think she needs it, yo.
I think it would be possible
She's smart.
if it's from Vegapunk.
Do you want to see Robin with a big head like that though? Make her
No,
mad.
hell no.
Yeah,
Hell no.
If she eats Vegapunk's fruit, her head gonna get crazy. Like she's gonna look deformed.
Listen, bro.
I ain't trying to see
More dome, the better.
I can't with you, bro.
Oh, man. We just got another one from Ryunosuke, $2. It says, enjoy the stream, guys. Just dropping by to donate. Thank you so much, Ryunosuke.
Thank you so much, Ryunosuke. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat right now. If you haven't liked the video, please like it.
Much love.
But thank you for just being here. That's enough. Anyway, let's continue on. Let Let me go to the notes real quick. All right, so we head towards Luffy in Building A on the command floor. Him and 𝘠𝐻𝑖 are attacking S-Bear still. Zoro and Kaku are doing the same to S-Hawk. All four of them land devastating attacks on both Seraphims, and the Seraphims simply dust themselves off. Luffy gets pissed since they aren't hurt and asks them if they think they're Kaido. Zoro then gets reminded of a guy he fought in Wano. Shaka goes, Kaido had a Lunarian? Zoro says, I don't know. Shaka then surmises that that guy must be 𝙬𝙪, who escaped testing in Punk Hazard with Kaido. The Seraphims have his DNA. Zoro then apologizes for not saying something sooner. Then he starts to list off what feature King has, such as white hair, brown skin, black wings, and flames on his back. 𝘠𝐻𝑖, Luffy, and Kaku yell at Zoro in unison that he should have noticed sooner. Shaka then walks away and Luffy asks him where he's going. He tells Luffy he might know where Stella is. What did you guys think about this section? And we'll go with Law.
One, I'll say when they further off the first hit, right? This is what I was going to allude to, like I think it was either last chapter or the chapter beforehand, where I was saying how what I noticed where Luffy went, Rob, 𝘠𝐻𝑖, and Luffy both went like kind of high in their Zoan abilities and attacking them, and I was like to show that. And then where you had like Kaku and Zoro go like a kind of like a less attack to show the damage how much they can absorb. And then we see even a further case where we saw like before, Luffy just did King Kong gun, and now he's doing Khan Organ, which is like a Gatling, and Rob Lucci's doing another Gatling type attack, and how he S-Bear kind of just eats it or just absorbs it all, and the same thing with S-Hawk. And I was saying, remember I said last chapter, they're alluding to show how adorable and how much these servants could take. That even Luffy going a Gear 4, which usually we saw sends people flying to hurt them, like put heavy damage on it. They're absorbing it kind of like it's nothing, right? And that's attack with Rob 𝘠𝐻𝑖. And now this dude even taking Lying Song, which is a high attack from Zoro, and an attack from Kaku, and how they're showing it off. So going back into like how adorable it was, but then also too, where is the DNA? This kind of not really boosts up King, but we think of, for example, how we always say that King was kind of like a mini Kaido. The only thing that King was actually missing to be like Kaido was two things: was being a Conqueror's Haki user and having a mythical Zoan ability. He had an ancient, but besides that, he would have been just like Kaido in almost every single way, But showing how tough he was, that even just the Lunarian body, without even the advancements of a Zoan ability, just the Lunarian is that tough. Where they even say in this saying that he's damn near invincible with the flames on, right? So I wanted to add that because like a lot of people rip King, saying that he wasn't that strong, whatever. But showing here that even Luffy going Gear Kong, King would absorb that like it was nothing, just like Kaido was absorbing that like it was nothing. So I just wanted to add to that. And then this had me dying because it's usually, like me and Lara talk about it, it's usually reverse for Zoro. Right? Luffy's usually the one that's saying this, and they're all yelling at Luffy like, bro, like, are you serious, Luffy? And I always like to think it's funny when every time that Luffy and Zoro are doing something or someone's yelling at them, their face is always just like plain. It's like, like kind of like they're ignoring it. It's like, yeah, this is what it was. And they're all yelling. I'm like, are you serious? Like, get real. Like, how do you not notice that? I'm not gonna lie, the way they had it in the TSB scan, I believe it was TCB scan. Sorry, TCB scan.
You said TBS?
He said TSB.
Was that like a program you just shouted out?
I knew it was
something. You giving free promotion to cable networks?
Anyway, right? The way they worded it, I thought it was funnier in their translation. Where where Zoro was just like, yeah, the only notable features from King that stood out to me were his white hair, brown skin, black wings, and flames on his back. And they're like, you should have known sooner. Where this one they kind of worded it different, but he just named them. Where this one, the only thing I noticed was that. It's like, bro, that's exactly what we're looking at. Like, how'd you not pick that up sooner? So I like the way they worded it. That one, it was funnier to me the way they worded it. But I think that's all I have for now.
All right, Seb.
Yeah, I love the section. I did, and I know I complain a lot about like Kaku's existence, but I even thought the joint attack that he was doing with Zoro was dope. Like, I
Oh,
liked
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I
The
agree.
fighting in this little section was dope. 𝙶 song is always gonna be one of my favorite Zoro attacks.
Always.
In general,
She.
𝙶
Song. And he just blasts through. Yo, it's so dope.
It's so dope. To Lawrence's point, yo, King Stocks is up. Yeah, right? And I tried to tell you a long time ago, Larry, matchups make fights, etc., etc. Yo, King probably beating Cat, man. Look at this. He taking these attacks, bro.
No.
Yep. I'm just saying.
You just say that because you think Cat is like.
I don't think nothing negative about
weak
Cat.
hitter.
No,
You just think he can't
Is he
put
doing
damage.
this?
Yo, it's possible.
All right. Anyway, beyond that, King Stocks is up. Shout out to my boy Abner. I never call him his actual name. Zoro looked really cool. I thought the comedy was hilarious. I did. Because Lucci went from, nah, like, thank you, this helps. Like, he was like, we can actually fight it now, like, we know. And then he says it, it's just like, bro, like, you're not serious right now. But yeah, in general, it's more hype for the Seraphims. Like, yeah, they're taking damage, kind of, whatever, not really. I thought it was really funny with Luffy saying, like, who do you think you are, Kaido or whatever? Yeah. Like, yeah, I thought it was funny. It was funny to me. And somebody pointed out in the Discord, this is like the 5th or 6th time Luffy's mentioned Kaido since the fight. Yo, he got Kaido on the brain, bro. He did some work. He can't stop thinking about him, yo. But I thought it was great. I was like, yo, it was weird to me. Like, I know that King's, like, his race and stuff was always like a mystery. He had the mask on and stuff. But, like, you ain't put 2 and 2 together. Like King's got 1 billion berry bounty, and he's been on Kaido's crew for decades. You know he escaped with Kaido. Like, I didn't correlate that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm tripping. But, like, if I see a dude that looks like King, even with the mask on, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the dude that escaped with him that day because he got flame on his back. Flame's always on. Like, he didn't. I don't know what his bounty picture looks like, but in general, I don't know. I just thought that was weird that Shaka didn't know that was King this whole time. But other than that, I really did enjoy that scene. I did enjoy that, like, a lot. So, Larry?
You want to say something?
Yeah, I thought you
No, I was gonna say we don't know when Shaka was.
created.
Yeah. Because
He has Vegapunk's memory. Like,
That's true.
They link
That's
up, sync
true.
up, and
No.
I mean, maybe I'm tripping.
But also, like because King's
also,
wings.
He remembered him.
No, that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? He, like,
That is
actively
true.
remembered Albert,
That's
right?
true. I'm just saying this, like, the fact that he stayed covered up, and then King's wings change. Where Zoro was like, they changed from like the Lunary wings
They black wings.
to like his pterodactyl
Pterodactyl
wings.
wings,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's like, what's up with your wings? So like, can you fly with them? All right, now they changed to a different thing, and now you are flying with them. So it's like, what's up with you, bro? I don't get what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, this is always going to be an issue for me in this arc. And I think any arc after this, where, like, Luffy has... All right, so let me explain this correctly. Luffy has the ability to attack with Rio, right? And it doesn't take as much stress or energy in order to implement it into attacks within his base form, right?
Yeah.
He can do the same thing with Advanced Conqueror's coding, right? These attacks just allow you to bypass natural defenses, such as having Baloo's skin or having scales that seem impenetrable. You're right? I feel like even if Luffy didn't have Conqueror's coding, he should still be able to attack from the inside using Rio, which to some degree should make your attack sometimes stronger than Advanced Conqueror's coding, in my opinion, because you're directly attacking something from the inside, right? Anything else after that, such as Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4, Boundman, Snake Man, Tank Man, whatever you want to name, right? After that, it only adds power onto those existing factors. Mm-hmm. When Luffy's not using it and he's complaining that he's not hurting something after he just fought Kaido, I suspect that Luffy should have at least the intelligence
like the
of saying, like,
yeah.
yo, I'm just going to try with Rio. This is where I feel like sometimes it's more for show and to entertain us than it is to make sense. Like, literally, Oda's like, yo, don't take this too seriously, but then, again, take it seriously when I want you to. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's one of those moments. The same way, like, nobody's used observation hockey to sense where the Stella Vegapunk has been. It's like these things are in your power. Why are they not being used? You know what I'm saying? Like, that part bothers me because then this just makes it seem like you're trying to put Lucci and Luffy on the same level. And we know they're not. And the fact that Luffy even brings up Kaido again, it's like, this is where I want people to realize, because it's going to come to fruition, because your boy's a fortune teller.
Okay.
They're going to realize, like, Kaido should definitely be in top 5 all time. Like, we have to start labeling Kaido probably one of the greatest we've ever seen in a show, and Luffy still doesn't beat him right now. He's left this imprint on Luffy that Luffy can't forget. He's always comparing people to the best that he's encountered. Like, Kaido is no joke. Even if he comes back right now and fights Luffy, we still have to question if Luffy even wins, if we're being honest.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be extreme diff, but at the end of the day, we still don't know what he's like awakening-wise. We still don't know if he's, has energy to spend because he's not holding up an island. If he's taking Luffy seriously and he doesn't care about the Joy Boy factor of being defeated by one.
And goes all out, yeah.
And he goes, bro, that could be even more of a completely different Kaido than we ever thought. That's possibilities. So that's the only problem I had. Kaku doing what he does without transforming, loved it. I don't want to see the awakening ever again. Zoro doing the 𝙭𝙀𝙪 𝙀𝙀 is super cool. I think it was really funny to have Zoro have his Zoro moment. I love seeing Zoro and Luffy interact. I think it just needs more interactions between the Straw Hats. I've always said this.
Especially them two.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to say is that there might be something going on regarding the flames on the back of the Seraphims, because I think I'll get to it with the Boa instance.
I was going to say that there's something I wanted to bring up without that, but it's later in the chapter.
All right, I'll wait for late, because I think we're going to talk about the same thing.
Okay.
But overall than that, man, I really wished Oda didn't feature the white hair, the black wings, and the flames. I just wish he said the black skin, because for Zoro, because that shit, that would have been so funny. Just pour on the racism, bro. Pour it on. Make Zoro the racist Zoro we all know he is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
But other than that, yeah.
I want to add one thing. Well, and I get what you're saying, but I kind of feel, for example, if they did use Rio and Conqueror's coding in their attack, and as they start hurting the Seraphim, it's just like we wouldn't know how durable they were. It's like they wouldn't be as hyped. It's like, oh, they got taken down easily. We wouldn't see how strong and durable they were without this performance. So this one, kind of like you're setting up, you know how you built up a character? So you know he's strong, and then when you take him down, it's like, all right, this required this for strength, or he was that level, stuff like that. So he's kind of using them to show them that these people the Seraphim need this type of attack to take them down. Because these just use Rio and like Conqueror from the get and they get taken out. It's like the Seraphim weren't that strong. They're like nothing. We wouldn't be able to rate them like higher than this.
I feel that. But even Lucci goes, we wouldn't have wasted this much energy if we just knew what to do from the jump.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, just know what to do from the jump. Like, these attacks should be able to just be landed.
The thing is, Lawrence, because I agree with what you're saying, but if you make it so that the Seraphim are durable enough that like they can still deal with those levels of attacks, you're accomplishing what you're saying, and you're actively putting the Seraphim at a higher level. Like if they can just deal with Rio, you know what I'm saying?
Like even if they took damage from Rio and got back up, that's still a feat because at the end of the day they're kids. Yeah. Like I think Albert is going to be stronger than some Seraphim children based on how, I guess, genetically modified that they are. But he's an adult. He's been through, adversity, so his hockey is up. And overall, he's just a great fighter as well. So I expect him to be more of a challenge. Now, if Zoro just went off on the kid and just used Conqueror's coding, I'd be like, give me that reason. Give me that this person's a kid. That's why I didn't do this attack. Like, don't show me that Luffy's going Gear 4 just wasting energy again. This just brings out the stupidity in him.
Yeah, so I do want to say one thing before we move on, because you do have a couple super chats sitting. But I don't know if you noticed, in line with your Zoro's a racist thing, if you notice, the first feature he notices is that he has white hair, right? And then brown, and then black. As if that's the order. You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
white at the top.
That's
white at the top for Zoro.
He's not even
white
white
at the top for Zoro. You feel me?
Zoro's not even white though.
I'm just saying, bro.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, this
I'm
makes
just
yeah, this
saying,
does
you
make
see
sense.
it.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it, bro.
I see it, bro.
Trying to keep the black man down.
That's
bro.
what it looks like.
Because why he say the white hair first when the flame is the first thing you should notice?
The weight.
The flame, the first thing you should notice, Lawrence.
But that's on the back. That's on his back.
Yo, the flame is there. Yo, hold on. Let me just ask you straight up. If you saw Seraphim in real life, what's the first thing you noticing? The white hair, the giant black flames on their back, or the giant black wings, or the flame, bro?
You gonna be like, yo,
on, man.
that dude knows Frankie Beverly, bro. He goes to the cookouts for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro.
Yo, Patti LaBelle, like banana cakes, like yo, he knows it, bro.
Yo, Patti LaBelle's banana cakes.
Yeah,
Good time.
they hit hard.
Yeah,
But Zoro's like, yo, get that shit out of here. But anyway.
We did get a couple super chats. We got $5 from James Hudson. It says, sorry, I'm late, Nakama. Hashtag Larry has bad takes. Hashtag chapter was fire. Hashtag Lucci Larry. Appreciate you, pig.
Thank you. Thank you, Hudson.
We
Thank
did
you.
get another $2 super chat from Ryunosuke. It says, could Robin sprout another brain and think faster?
Bro,
This is in
the
relation
more
to
head, the better.
I can't.
Oh, man. All right. We did get a $15 super chat from Shandi Wandi. It says, hey, boys, gotta jump on a plane. First time leaving Australia. Keep doing what you boys do. I'll be out for a while. Stay safe. XOXO. Safe travels, Shandi.
Yeah,
safe
have
travels,
a safe flight.
man.
Yo, are you escaping the wild kangaroos? Like, what's going on, bro?
Australia is a One Piece island in the
Yeah,
Caribbean,
it
for sure.
really is, bro. It's the island that Shiki and that doctor had, bro. Indigo. Professor Indigo. When they were creating all those
Yo,
animals.
it is. It
Yeah.
is. Oh, man. We got another $2 from James Hudson. It says, guess what, Seb? It's time for hashtag make Seb say Albert. Yo, listen, that's the whole, like, joke I have, bro. I call him other things. Abner, Abel, Abby, whatever.
Abby's
Right?
a good one.
Yeah.
I like Abby.
Yeah, he's a man who's called by a name that was given to somebody who's not his dad. Like, that's the joke. Whatever. Anyway, we got another $5 super chat from Mr. Bushido56. It says, everyone giving Zoro crap for not mentioning the flame thing, but no one is saying anything about Shaka just standing there not saying anything. Yo, facts! Yo,
Yeah.
facts! Like, you know what that is, bro.
Yeah.
Just watching these dudes tee off. But whatever. I don't know. We got another $5 super chat from the United States of Blurred. It says, she can gain the knowledge of Ohara and share with the world, but it's not going to her head. It's going to them cheeks. To the cheeks. Robin D. Stallion. I love it. Listen, we're going to get to it later, but Nami could have used some of them games
Oh my god.
that Blurred was talking about in a couple pages here.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
They could have.
Oh my god.
We also, but thank you so much.
Y'all
Blurred.
down bad, bro. Y'all down bad,
Well,
bro.
they are. You talking about the more dope, the better. Twice on stream. But thank you so much, Blurred. We
Thank
did
you.
get 10 gifted subs from our memberships from Strahd. Thank you so much, Strahd.
The Strati.
I think we got Usopp's Nose, Cinnawins, Figueroa.
We got
Malik.
you.
Huh?
He gave you a sub too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Bet.
He said that. Strahd, thank you, brother.
man. Thank you
Appreciate
so
you
much.
so much, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I got a gifted sub for real. I just noticed.
Yo, you could use your emojis now, bro.
I know. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
you should use one for the chat.
But I'm not using my account. I'm using the top
On your
account.
phone, yo.
That's a lot of multitasking. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Strahd.
Par Vision in chat. What's up, Par?
Hey, Par.
Yeah, man.
What up, Par?
What up, Z?
Par, I need you to put some work in, bro. All right, we gonna link, but I need you to put some work in. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we got another $5
Pause.
super.
Pause.
Come on,
What
man.
does that even mean?
Whatever.
Huh?
He's married with children. all right?
Listen, bro.
With child.
Me and Par working out a video for the Sig Seb channel.
Did you just say for the Simps? Yo, that was weird, bro.
Listen,
Y'all being weird, bro.
You're being weird. Anyway, we got another $5 super chat from Mr. Bushido56. It says, Shiki would be on Beehive with Kaido and Big Mom to face off with Guard. P.S. King is a weak Lunarian, or is Sanji a chosen one? Blue Flames. I don't think I would consider King weak.
I feel like Bushido, that was a little disrespectful
Yeah.
on your part. That was a
Well,
little
also, to the
disrespectful.
first point, I'm not trying to see Kaido and Big Mom on Beehive. Like, Shiki made whatever. But, like, I'm not trying to see them on Beehive.
And Kaido, when he first met King, called King strong and made him his right hand man. So I wouldn't call
Yeah, we can't
Albert.
start the Albert hate.
Yeah.
We can't be giving credit to Kid and then giving the hate to King. It's just not happening.
I mean, we can't.
Nah, we not doing that. That is not allowed.
And Shiki and Kaido, that's just random. I don't even know why.
They was
why would
gang
they
once.
link up?
They was gang once.
I think Shiki would run from Kaido.
Damn, and you
I
love
respect
Shiggy.
Yo, but that's because I put Kaido on such a high.
Run from Kaido?
Kaido would definitely
the
not.
The man fought Garp and Sengoku same time.
I get it.
What?
I respect Shiki more than a lot of people do, and you know that.
Act like it.
Yo, but Kaido's a different breed of person, bro.
Alright.
He would immediately fight Shiki on sight.
We got another $2 super chat from Mr. Bushido. It says, "You owe me an apology. I never said Kid George sex." I'm sorry. You said it in Discord, I thought. I'm sorry, Bushido. My fault. It was Chestnut. It was actually Chestnut.
Chestnut been wildin', bro.
It is what it is. We got another $2
Sebastian
from
doesn't want the sauce from Chestnut. That's why he did have a
me
comment.
and Chestnut can go at it. We need to actually disagree on the
Yeah,
thing.
I love that Chestnut got you on the ropes, bro.
Listen, I don't be disagreeing with her a lot. That's the difference.
I love it. Yeah, I hope somebody tag Chestnut, bro, and say that Sebastian don't want the sauce.
Oh, all right. Anyway, we got a $2 super chat from Strahd. It says, "They learned always pinging tables around here." In regards to the horniness earlier.
Yeah.
We got another $2 from Strahd. It says, "Enjoy the emotes, Seb." Thank you so much, man. I will.
Nah, he said enjoy the emotes, Sebi.
I legit mentally blocked that out.
Listen, man, if Chestnut got you scared like that, bro, I won't talk about her again, bro.
Hashtag Simps for Seb. What is this?
All right.
Anyway.
Next one. All right. We go to Nami, and she's fighting 𝑆_SHARK. 𝑆_SHARK has half destroyed Edison and hurt Brook. Nami is unsure of attacking 𝑆_SHARK because he's a child and looks like Jinbei, but still does with Zeus's help. She lands a blow, but 𝑆_SHARK swims into the ground to come up behind her, and as soon as Brook is about to attack, he sees something flying through the air listing article numbers. Next thing we know, we see Sanji drop kick the 𝑆_SHARK. He sends 𝑆_SHARK flying and a huge explosion happens. And he asks if Nami is hurt on one knee, and then he yells back behind him that he'll finish off 𝑆_SHARK. He doesn't care if he's a kid or Jinbei. You'll be taken care of either way. How did you feel about this part? And we'll start with Law.
It's funny because I guess it's Nami's tapping into her motherly side where she isn't hurting kids. Or because going back at Punk Hazard, how deeply impacted she was when she saw the kids suffering. So then she was she can't really bring herself to attack a kid, even though technically, 𝗵𝐺𝐵 calls them humans, but they're not real humans, because they're artificial humans.
That's how you feel,
they're not. They weren't. So I can't. So we're gonna call what man-made things live things now?
Yo.
Oh man.
They're
man-made. Is 𝘚𝑠i a real girl to you, bro?
She's man-made, so she's artificial.
She don't have feelings, bro?
She was created with feelings by men.
That's what I'm saying.
This is very controversial.
You're discounting.
You're about to get us canceled.
What? That's not real. First, it wasn't naturally made. It was man-made.
Listen, man.
That's like saying AI has feelings.
Once you sentient, bro, you got it's.
Yo, but that's different though.
So
that's not human flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But that's not real human flesh.
AIs don't have personalities, bro.
Sari had you be talking trash to Sari, she be talking trash back. So, I think I don't know. I don't use
it. AI and a walking, talking.
This is basically AI in fake artificial human flesh.
I didn't even know Mark had that one.
Yeah, Mark got too many sound bites.
Anyway, so wait, where was I?
Getting canceled.
By all means, continue your diatribe, bro.
Anyway, so we said that Nami has a soft spot for kids, and then her getting this attack, showing how they even said it has no effect, showing how durable the Lunarians. And then this made me think, because we saw she's trying to bass up with we saw how Brook got damaged and how Edison got damaged. Is Brook kind of because I know he's dead in a way, but not dead, but immortal? Because it seems like any bone part he takes off, he can just put it back on. You know? And so it's like, and he's not going to die from old age because he's just bone. You know? What?
Our next super chef one.
So, like, it looks immortal. All right? And then the Sanji coming in. And low-key, though, but if you check this small panel, and you're... I'm trying to get through this, y'all.
Yeah, cool, man.
If you check this small panel, doesn't it look like
What are you saying?
𝐴𝐴_𝑠⁄ there you go. I was like, which one is this one? 𝐴𝐴_ｓ⁄. Does it look like he hooked off on Nami? Because right here, he's wide up, right? He's wide up here. You check that small on the panel. His face is over here.
I think he grabbed her.
Yeah.
I want to say he grabbed her, but it looked like he
just
rocked
rocked
her, bro.
I was like, hold on. I was trying to look.
Sanji would have been more mad.
Yo.
I feel like.
Yo, but also, Sanji's face, who does that look like to you? It kept trying to wreck my brain.
People were saying, you talking about this one? Right?
No, this one. This one right here. What does that remind you of? That reminds you of someone.
I got you.
Is it? That's what I thought.
No, real talk. It looks like Duvall.
It looks
bro.
like Duvall.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
like Duvall.
But I'm telling you right now, we keep disrespecting Sanji. If you go to Okama, Sanji's there. In the Okama.
Hey, he dressed up, bro.
Sanji's
Yeah,
there.
that dress is real, bro.
He
Whether or
embraced it,
not.
bro.
Yeah.
He embraced the gang.
Okay, but yeah, so this so obviously we knew that Sanji was gonna come to the rescue, even though he left the. No, we didn't even see what 𝘚𝑚's group is dealing with. There's no really other ones for them to deal with because they're all here. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So,
Lawrence, I have no idea what you've been saying for the
Yo,
past
bro,
4 minutes.
You guys made me lose my train
Let
of
him
thought.
rant. I have paid no attention,
What's going
bro.
on, bro?
First of all, you guys started laughing, and you guys just stopped listening, and then you made me lose my train of thought because you guys kept laughing at that super chat. So,
Oh, God. All right, go.
no, I'm done. Go ahead. I'm done. I don't remember what I don't remember what I was saying now. I don't.
Yo, Lawrence is gonna give us so much crap after now.
Yo,
He'll be like, yo, y'all never listened to me, bro. All right.
he be alright.
You good, Lawrence?
Tough, right?
Go on.
All right, whatever. All right, Sev.
So
go
me,
ahead.
alright. One, I thought this shit was another dope one. I agree with Lawrence about the Nami having the little like, oh, it's a child thing. But I was so focused on Nami's cheeks. I thought they wasn't giving what they were supposed to give, bro.
Yo, the thigh gap, bro.
Thigh gap was there.
Yeah.
Thigh gap was there, but she wasn't cheeked up the way I wanted.
I mean, that position you can't really check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you could, bro.
Yeah.
You could. But I did want to say, I agree with Lawrence about the Brook thing. Like, he's able to just pop his head back on. I thought it was cool. But, like, Zeus did work.
Yeah.
It did. I know we talk about internal damage a lot on the show, but it looked to me that Seraphim had the flame still on. And when it got hit with Zeus, it took damage. Like, whether it's inside or not or whatever, but, like, it took some real damage. It fell into the water or whatever.
Well, I'm saying because, like, afterwards they said that didn't work.
I know it said it didn't, but, like, it looked like it took more damage than the Seraphims that Luffy and Zoro was fighting, to me. But, like, maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah.
In regards to the Sanji thing, it's one of those moments where, like, it's a cool moment, but Sanji being lame makes it a little less lame. Like, just save the day, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta be, like, Article 1 of Sanji. Like, that's not cool. Like, I know that's Sanji, that's who he is. Like, he's gonna do corny stuff like that. But, like, and people were pointing out, like, the Seraphim didn't have its flames on. Like, if you put more energy into, like, kicking it quicker, you might have did real damage. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, the flame is on.
No, but right here in this panel, when it has like Nami in his hand or whatever,
Yeah.
there's like no flame on it. So if he'd have got there slightly quicker, he'd did real damage. But I just really enjoyed. I thought it was funny though. I really enjoyed the callback to Ivankov kicking the pacifista on Marineford.
Oh,
Sanji
yeah.
full-blown embracing the Okama way.
That's what it was.
So
Okay,
it's like-
that's what it is.
And like Larry pointed out, he did look like Duvall a lot in that moment. But overall, I thought it was a funny scene. It looked like Brook was going to attack also.
Yeah, he was,
And then
he was.
he noticed Sanji and was like, oh, he got it. So I thought that was cool. But shout out to Sanji coming through. You know what I mean? Sanji versus Jinbei. We always argue about it.
Yeah, and I think that's why Oda kept calling him like the fourth. So obviously Nami double cheeked up on a Tuesday. Oda's been going off with the women. I really appreciate that. Me personally, knowing the fact that Brook can just take damage and then just get back up, I think there might be something especially great with his Devil Fruit that we just don't know yet because we haven't dived into it. But being of the undead might really have benefits to where like he might be immortal to a degree. We just don't know how far it goes.
Right.
Like, can he just always put himself back together? And if so, that means you're fighting an opponent that's just never ending, unless you find out a way to trap him to some degree. He's like a walking Edo Tensei. But Edison being on the ground, that kind of like puts it in the forefront that he's probably not the one, you know, that's the traitor. But that depends on your probability, you know, what you think it is. Seeing Zeus, having being told by Nami to just shoot him out, shows that somewhat Nami has to control Zeus to a degree. Like, he could do his own thing, but he can't just like be shot out by himself from what it looks like. He has to be literally shot out by Nami. When I saw this, I immediately thought of Chestnut saying like Nami would be able to beat Queen to some degree. And like, I know this just hyped her up even more because we've seen her do more damage to Jinbei as Shark than, you know, the four, you know, people that are way stronger than her were able to do, like as Hawk and as Bear. My only thing is, again, those gentlemen were not using attacks that attack from the inside. And two, we don't know if this S Shark being a fish is more susceptible to lightning because he's of the water infinity.
Wow, bro.
Like, are you gonna say anything else?
That's just racist. I'm kidding.
So that's my thing too. It's like, I don't know how much that affects a fishman overall because of the electricity. Like, I don't even know if S Shark can manipulate. You know, I'll get to that later on. When it comes to Sanji, I think that Sanji right now, it would be really good for him to start attacking a Jinbei's Seraphim, just because we need to see if his flame ability or his flame attacks actually attack from the inside like Rio does to a degree. And if so, that means that he kind of just has Rio. That's official. And now it makes him a stronger character overall. But what really makes this interesting is that his eyebrow was swirly, right, towards the bridge of his nose when he attacked. But when he came back from attacking, there's two things you'll see in the panels. When he talks to Nami on one knee and he tells her, like, are you okay? And then he goes backwards and his hair is flames. It looks very reminiscent of what Luffy has, flames-wise, when he goes into Gear 5 on his head.
A little bit, yeah.
I think there's a, like, you remember that theory I came out with where I said every Devil Fruit is in contention of being a Joy Boy Devil Fruit, but it just has to be the evolutionary route it takes, or what fate ultimately decides what fruit needs to be at the forefront. So like the Hito Hito no Mi Nika fruit technically isn't the only fruit that can be of great importance. Any fruit could, right? And what I said is that since each one has a factor, lineage factor, such and such, if it was instilled into Sanji, then maybe Sanji carries some traits of a devil fruit that would be able to make him very similar to every other devil fruit, you know, in the way it looks when Zoans transforms. And I think this is what we just saw right now, was that his abilities were activated because of the lineage factor of devil fruits. And what's happening now for him is that he's going through a transformation stage, sort of like how Luffy is, where Luffy's not technically able to generate his Gear 5 at will, but it just comes out unconsciously, which we've seen during this arc as well, where like he would gas up or he did something else that was like a Gear 5, you know, material. And it's like, I think Sanji's kind of experiencing the same thing, but at a very, very low level. And it comes to the point too where like when we go to the dark image of his face and his eyebrow goes back to the outside of his eye, he's doing a smile we've never really seen from Sanji before. It's very like, when you ever seen Kaido's silhouette, when we first saw Kaido's silhouette and he was smiling sort of, that smile, like that evil smile. I'm not saying that Sanji's diving deeper into his lineage factor, but what I am saying is this does resemble the man he didn't want to be when he was talking to Zoro. That if his personality changed and he was able to hurt women to off him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, when we see him go, I don't care if you're a kid or a Jinbei, you get the penalty. That's something that Sanji hasn't really ever said, like out loud or like thought otherwise. That's crazy to me. Like, I think that he's experiencing something unconsciously that he doesn't know he's experiencing the same way Luffy is.
Right. The one thing I did notice is that the smile that you're talking about, I noticed it too. It reminded me of the smile he had on Thriller Bark. I don't remember if that was anime only or not, but when they all smiled when they were gonna like jump oars for that quick second. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it reminded me of that. Some people were saying _Flamingo. I didn't see that personally, but
I think there's something definitely there though. Like Sanji during Punk Hazard wasn't willing to like care about the kids. He was like, yo, F those kids. And so Nami was like, yo, let's take these kids in. Like, let's care for them. And then he was like, okay, I'll protect them just because of you, Nami. He was willing to do that, but he wouldn't necessarily kill a kid.
Nah.
Because he thinks of this Eshok as a kid.
Yeah. Called him Jinbei Jr.
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. That makes me think that maybe Sanji's able to activate his powers. Like there's a certain level now that he can just access, but he doesn't have access to it all the time. Or he maybe can't control it.
I'd have to go back and look, but like, what was his eyebrows looking like when he used Ifrit on Queen? Was it the regular way or was it this way?
It was towards the inside of his face.
Okay, so it wasn't this way. So
No.
he has to get mad enough to do that, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know still. But yeah. So we have any super chats?
We had a couple of super chats sitting. We have $2 from James Hudson. It says, "Yo, Law, what is it to be human?" It's on you, bro. They ain't asked me.
I'm saying that man can't create humans is what I'm trying to say.
Man can definitely create humans.
No, he can't.
Yo, your dad created like 7 of you, bro.
That's to the natural process of we were born with the ability to do so by God. All right, that's what I'm saying is by God Himself.
So I'm just saying the statement that man can't create humans. Is just
that was just baloney.
That's not true.
That was baloney.
No, we can make humans through reproduction. We can't create humans as if out of nothing, like how God created everything out of nothing.
I mean, you kind of created it out of nothing, bro.
No, we have materials to create ourselves. We have the makeup, we have sperm, we have eggs, we have.
Whoa! It's PG.
Stop it.
Anyway,
all right.
I'm gonna say.
Good answer, Law. Yeah. You killed it on that one.
We got another $5 super chat from Paul D. Cornell. It says, Axe guy said worse than O'Hara. So G Valley and Rocks, like, is Egghead getting that treatment? Does Saturn play a part in it, or rather, not? It happens. I don't know if I read that wrong.
What?
I understood it. It really depends if Saturn plays a part. If he's on the island, I think they don't do that. But
yeah, okay.
If he is, if he's not, then I could see them using some type of ancient weapon.
Yeah, they're not going to sacrifice one of their own Gorosei to do that, so yeah.
Listen.
Maybe.
Listen.
I don't see that.
Listen to me right now. Eva said, it seems to me he'll sacrifice all 5 of them if need be to maintain power.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's how it works.
What it's like to have power.
That's what it's like,
That's
bro.
foolish, bro.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do or a smart thing to do. I'm saying he would be willing to do it.
You know nothing about Eve. I'm not fighting for him, but like you don't know if he would do that.
Yeah, because he's loyal to his peoples. Like, what are we talking about? But, yeah. Just look at Dofi as an example. He was willing to sacrifice Monet and Virgo to do the same thing. But whatever.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Marv, after this question, we'll go to sponsor. We go to Lilith fighting S-Snake. Lilith shoots a bubble at S-Snake and it grazes her, but ends up making her fall to the ground. Lilith says, Since she has the green blood and the bubbles are seawater, she carries the same risk as devil fruit users. Frankie goes to hold her down and gets kicked in the face. 𝑆nake gets mad and shoots a laser. So Frankie grabs the bubbles and throws it on top of her, and 𝑆nake tells Frankie that it hurts, and then she kicks him in the face, causing him to turn into stone. Lilith and Usopp yell out of being surprised, and 𝑆nake flies towards them and winks. Lilith and Usopp both think she's cute, and 𝑆nake petrifies them too. What's up, guys? What did you think this was about? We'll start with Seb.
The bubble thing was really intriguing to me about like the sea energy, and it's basically sea stone but bubbles. Like I was like, okay, like I didn't know we had that. That's like a game changer.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like that's all the way different. She has a gun that shoots it. Like this could be pretty broken. Usopp, you need to get your hands on that. Like I know we talked about that before, but like Usopp, this is the thing. This is if you get any upgrade in this arc, a gun that does this or something that shoots projectile bubbles like that is the thing.
It would be amazing against Van Augur.
Bruh, like especially now. But yeah, I loved seeing 𝑆nake kick Frankie. I know I'm like skipping ahead a little bit, and him turn to stone partially because she's. It's not like, how do I say this? I like seeing the Seraphims utilize the abilities to the same extent that the regular warlords were doing. So like I've seen Boa do that, right? So it's like they talked about them knowing or having similar battle patterns or whatever. I literally saw this move happen with Boa, and like it happened to Frankie. Like I've seen this panel happen with a random Marine captain or whatever, and I was like, oh snap! I was sad it was Frankie that it happened to. Because I was like, oh snap, but he's good. But apparently, like, as long as you think she's like a little cute because she's a little girl or whatever, it's like crap, like you can be done. I don't think we're having any pedo violations here by anybody, even Usopp and stuff in this moment where they got stoned. But I like how agile she is. They were shooting those guns at her and like the bubble bullets, and she was just straight up dodging through them. So that was cool. I didn't have much beyond that, but
all right.
Yeah. I'm just glad Sanji ain't here because it would have been a whole different thing that all of y'all would have said was something else. So shout out to Oda for not putting us into that situation.
Law.
One, I'm just raving about the potential with these bubble guns because they're, to me, like, you know how most guns have ammo? These potentially could be like unlimited ammo. And had the fact that it was not really proof to it, because I can't say it's proof, but the fact that Lilith was shooting multiple and she's able to dodge that, and how it seems like I'm not gonna say it's gonna have this effect on all ability wise, but you don't need to trap them or keep them on it. For example, all you need is to tap them with it once to have an effect. If you want a longer effect, you got to keep them suppressed on it. So just that, like with the first scene, we see just that little touch where it had it, like it just grazed her arm. And she was able to just drop from the floor just from that. So maybe they emit so much, the energy they put from the sea, maybe 𝙏𝐻𝐻 was able to trap a lot amount of energy from the sea that just a tap of it, not even constantly on you, just a tap of it is able to already weaken you. So it shows also too that we all questioned, these new pacifistas, did they inherit the weaknesses of the ability users, because he created that. We all thought like it wouldn't be wise to like create them without it, but seeing what we see now, having them attack your own since you created them in a way that they could attack you, you kind of want to keep that weakness there in case they ever try to kill you yourself. Like Vegapunk, they're trying to take out you. Now you have a way to stop them. But if you took it, I don't know if you had the option to create them without that weakness, you really probably have no way to stop him because he himself is not strong enough to fight them. But now you have these bubblegums, you can at least stop them. Just a little tap is enough to give you enough time to do that. Especially if you have more, you could place it on them. And the potential of these guns too, like Usopp, that we talk about, definitely needs to get his hands on it. I could see a number of different things where he could make it with his slingshot, having to pop up, or even adding it to Nami's baton gun, making Nami, because remember he used to do that before. He would alter Nami's weapons tempo to make it even stronger. So you could add it, his arsenal and Nami's, boosting both of them up, right? And which he would heavily do. And then honestly, frankly, add that to yourself, Also, I want you to develop hockey, but like add that to your own, the ship, or even like your own body to do that. Like the technology from this that's an upgrade. That's dope. The bubble wise, and like you said, S-Snake doing pretty much. She's like literally the image of Boa Hancock doing this as a little kid, right? And I will say this because people keep getting this confused. It's not the fact that you find her cute or necessarily or attractive that it works. They said in the beginning of Boa Hancock's ability, it works on all impure thoughts. So it's not just attraction. It could be like if you want to like kill somebody, that's an impure, wicked thought. The fruit works on you. So basically, any mind that's imperfect, impure, in any type of way, it's going to work on you, right? Luffy, they kind of allude to like he's supposed to be kind of like pure-hearted, but also naive and stupid, or clear-headed all the time. That's why it doesn't work on him because he's not really thinking any impure thoughts. Especially at the time, his thoughts were thinking more of like care for or concern for what's that person name that she turned into stone? That blonde
Starts with an M?
Yeah.
Or a C?
Marie, whatever.
Margaret.
Margaret, yeah.
Yeah, Margaret.
Her concern for Margaret where it didn't work. So it's not necessarily you have to find Boa Hancock attractive. No, it's basically if you're an imperfect person with impure thoughts, no matter what, this ability is going to work on you. So I want to clarify that so people know like that. And they just find this little kid cute, like, oh, you're adorable. But either way, it would work on them because they're impure. They have impure thoughts. They're not pure-hearted where it would work on them. So yeah, and then it made me laugh how Frankie, even though like, because to me, what I'm getting is it's not just them, because we see here Nami, we see here with Frankie too. Even you could tell with Luffy and them, they're all kind of holding back against these, for whatever reason, against the Seraphim. Like Frankie, he could have rammed it on her, but he only tapped her with it, right? And then you saw take it off because, it hurts. He fell for, the whole cuteness. But even then, he could have, slammed her against it. No, he only tapped her with it. And Luffy's obviously not going all out. So they're all holding back against the pacifistas for whatever reason, probably because they view them as kids, and it's showing more than that. And now it's the thing that's leading into, their downfall where Frankie, you got turned half to stone, and they all got turned into stone. And literally, you can't it's not like the ice ability where you could defrost them. You literally have to have them actively turn it off. So that means are they going to gain the Seraphim back to their side once things are dropped? Because that's the only way to get them out of stone.
Is to see if Bo was lying or not.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much, so that's a development here where it leads into what's going to happen next with Frankie, Usopp, and Lilith. Because the only way to reverse this is that they get her to undo it herself. And I think that's where we ended off at. What you got, Larry?
Shout out to Lilith, just caked up.
I
them creases was crazy,
forgot
bro.
to comment, bro.
Woo! I'm sweating, bro.
Thigh gap.
Yeah, man. It's out here looking crazy. The bubble gun, obviously, you guys, hit it, on the head. Not going to point too much about it. What I will say is this. When that bubble touches S-Snake, her flames is on. When the bubble hits, she falls down, the flame turns off.
Good observation.
So, if we continue during that chapter, S-Snake also talks. She's the only Seraphim that's been able to talk so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Does that have something to do with the Mellow Devil Fruit ability? Is emotion emitting from the fruit itself, which makes her talk, unlike her counterparts? Maybe that's something. I don't know. The next thing is, she gets mad, and then her flames turn off again when she uses her devil fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm suspecting that she can't use the devil fruit and keep her flames on, which obviously points out a weakness or a flaw in the capabilities of these Seraphim. I don't know how to feel with her face and how she got hit with a bubble. It really made me think if Sanji was here, we would have got a perv moment. I'm so serious. So I'm kind of happy he wasn't here. And then she goes, but it hurts to Frankie. You know what I'm saying? She's talking. She relatively has a personality. And then she does Perfume from Muir, which is an attack that Boa Hancock used during Marineford War in order to kick a pacifista and other people and break them.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it comes to me, where I start to notice inconsistencies with Oda, and people can always say I don't enjoy One Piece or whatever. I don't care. But it doesn't happen to Frankie. And it makes me think, okay, so he didn't break the stone. Maybe like hockey-wise, it's just there for Frankie. I don't know. I have to like make something up. But it does bring into question, how the hell, if this devil fruit cannot be reversed unless the next person who takes after her devil fruit is able to do it if that person passes away, how did Blackbeard not get touched, bro? When he's allowed to be like Blackbeard in but in every instance that Blackbeard has ever faced in any fight, he's gotten hit first, and the devil fruit abilities usually work on him, such as Magellan, which he couldn't remove or negate the poison, even though that was a part of the devil fruit, right? He couldn't. When Ace burnt him with the 2 fire spears to his chest, he still said it burnt. He still had the burnt marks, but he was able to take away the flames. He was able to take away Magellan's liquid of poison, but he wasn't able to take away the poison itself. And I'm like, yo, this chick, like, even if she touches you, like, did Boa not be able to, like, just tap him real quick before that happened? If so, that just proves even further, like, her devil fruit is so completely broken that whatever happened during that fight just doesn't make sense for him to not even be like a finger to be stoned.
But there's 2 answers. One is plot, which is, I mean, obviously we're not going to stone Blackbeard. And 2, is he learned from those moments, maybe?
No.
You can't deny that it's possible.
I do. You want to know why? Because it happened with Law, and he fought Law after Boa.
Law was from range. That was like a random giant sword hit me from large range. Like in those 2 situations, it was close quarters.
Hold on, but even
or at least mid range.
Hold on, but even so, you think Blackbeard doesn't find Boa attractive, or Blackbeard doesn't have impure thoughts?
Of course he does.
Okay, but that makes it even more susceptible for him to get at least touched by a finger of her and be turned somewhat to stone.
That scouting report was real.
No, the only good thing is like, right?
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, for this one, right? A lot of times where what Larry's saying is, right? And Whitebeard called it out on Blackbeard. He says overconfidence in his arrogance what allows him especially acceptable. He's already acceptable, but because of that, and the thing is that he would have to go in there with the fight with Bo Hancock with no overconfidence and arrogance at all for him not to get hit. Do we believe that's possible with Blackbeard going into that fight? He rolled up with Hennessy. Like, you know, like I doubt he did not come there with overconfidence or arrogance. He probably did. So going with Larry saying how he didn't get hit at all seems a reason he hasn't really learned from anything.
But the other part of it is in the Blackbeard and Boa situation is that like he didn't engage with Boa first. He was fighting the Seraphim and his people got turned to stone. He was like, oh snap. And he did darkness to deal with the situation in general. Right? So like again, we didn't see it was off panel, but it's not like he was the first person to see Boa and they had an interaction.
That's true.
Stuff happened. He was already actively using his ability that negates Devil Fruit abilities, and he ended up yoking her up. How so?
Okay.
Can't call it.
But this is
you know what I'm saying?
This is what I understand that you think that. But when you say negate Devil Fruit abilities, he negates it to an extent, and I prove that with 2 people that he's versed with Devil Fruit abilities, and their abilities still hurt him after he negated the actual event of the ability. He didn't negate the after effects of the ability. Like, this is a person that also fought Whitebeard, right? When he was about to die and still got hit after he negated his Devil Fruit ability. But we're going to say that Boa, who's Prime and also a Conqueror's hockey user, also has an OP Devil Fruit, wasn't able to touch this figure who's just consistently always able to be touched.
Yeah.
This is where I don't like to use the word sheep because it's a little disrespectful. But like,
Listen,
I'm telling you right now, like, come on, bro. Like, how does that make sense, really?
If he did not call this show over,
is this just
or
you?
He's over.
Hold on, is this just me being like against the grain, or is it just like me actually making sense? Because I feel like most people just be like, yo, since Oda wrote it that way, we just gotta accept it.
No, I think it makes sense.
It makes sense why he wrote it that way.
I also think you're overrating Boa a little bit. You're underestimating Blackbeard a little bit.
Bro, how am I overrating Boa?
You're comparing things that happened to him 2 years ago.
It happened after 2 years too.
From range. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Yo, oh my god.
Yo, there's a difference.
Bro, it happened pre-time skip, during the time skip, and after the time skip.
How you say during? You didn't see what happened during the time.
Yo, it happened after Paramount War. He got kicked by Bonnie in the face while she was locked up.
I mean,
The only thing I think of is like Blackbeard used because Bo Hancock was like fighting the Marines. During that confusion with all that Seraphim, he snuck up on Bo Hancock.
I thought that was what happened.
That's
like,
the only way.
I don't think they
because she was fighting Marines. So
Bro,
her attention.
Even if so, that would place Boa Hancock at a very high disadvantage because now she's getting that Marco treatment where she's just in Warren and she just gets handcuffed by sea stones by you know what I'm saying?
Getting yoked up by Yonko isn't like I got yoked. I got
but
sea stone by a vice.
He's not a true Yonko. He might be Yonko in status, but like he's struggling against Law.
Law strong, bro.
Law ain't Yonko level.
Listen. I saw Kaido.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen,
like,
Larry,
y'all be trying to
Kaido
compensate.
get cut by like Raizo and Kinemon.
Yes,
you know
because he allowed that.
Like, Boa allowed herself to get yoked up, bro.
Blackbeard not allowed. No, Kaido does that because all Zoans. I hate having this conversation. Zoans always get hit, no matter what. And Kaido's more susceptible to doing that because he knows that he can't be defeated because he's that guy. It's him. He knows that.
But Larry, this is what I'm trying to say.
We still think he was holding back.
You're saying that.
I'm saying that Boa Hancock against a person who always gets landed on no matter what in any age wasn't able to put a solid finger on him to turn him into stone. At least a piece of him. At least a fingernail. Not one piece.
No. And the reasoning is, like I said earlier, plot.
But then say plot. Just say plot.
But I said it first. I literally said plot first.
But then you just got to say plot, bro, because there's no other reason as to why.
There's other reasons. We brought the other reasons to the table, too.
There's no reason, bro.
There's
no reason. It doesn't make sense, bro.
All right. So
this is the third strongest woman in the show.
You're talking a situation where we did not see what happened. But you're saying Blackbeard and Boa fought, and then this is the outcome.
Okay.
Like, Lawrence Orris just straight up brought up a scenario where she got caught from behind. Like, that's very possible.
Bro.
It just is.
Bro.
It just is.
If she got caught from behind, he would have been holding her neck from behind.
Bro, if I yoke you up like this from the side and I just lift you this way.
So you think you're gonna just turn me with one hand without giving me some?
I was thinking, see,
you know what I'm saying?
You're arguing semantics now.
No, but what I'm saying is she got close enough to hit him. Or she's not gonna just get caught off guard like that. Like, this is Boa. This is third strongest woman in the show. This is completely underrating her by a large margin. Like, Blackbeard isn't that caliber of Yonko.
And to some, Boa isn't that caliber of a Shichibukai. Like, you're acting like she's stronger than Law. You know what I mean? Like, she's stronger than X person, Dofi, whoever. Like, I've never rated her that high.
She would most likely be able to contend with Law, to fight with Law. She'd be able to contend with Kid and fight Kid, and it'd be an extremely difficult fight.
She'd probably wash Kid in seconds.
The same way.
And I'm not trying to knock Kid, just a terrible matchup. Like, he's
the same way that Blackbeard is struggling against Law right now, Law would struggle against Boa. And the comparison is like, y'all putting Blackbeard at a level that he's just not at.
But I believe if you just ask me straight up without ever seeing these interactions, who's stronger between Law, Blackbeard, Boa, Kid, etc., I would have Blackbeard above all those people.
Why would I say avoid those interactions of thought? Bro, I've literally witnessed this.
Even if we never had those interactions, I would have just said Blackbeard's stronger than those people.
This is like, don't think what Luffy was pre-time skip and during his time training, and then afterwards, he's not the same character. Something different could just happen where he just doesn't surmount his opponent in some way. You're asking me to take away characteristics of Blackbeard in order to fit the plot line. And that's not true. Like, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Blackbeard couldn't have defeated her. I'm not saying that Blackbeard shouldn't have gained the same result. What I'm saying is, he should have been at least somewhat stoned on the arm, on the foot, whatever, bro. There should have just been one tap because he can't negate that ability.
What I'm saying is, I get that, and what I'm saying
I know what you're saying, bro.
You're saying it's impossible for him to have...
Yes.
No,
you're saying it's impossible for him not to get touched.
No, you're saying it's impossible for him to not have learned from the situations he's been in the past.
He hasn't learned entirely at all. He's kept the same type of characteristics it's his character.
Listen, bro. I didn't see anything wrong with that
But
situation.
we also got to
That's still
add
dope.
but we got to move on. But we also got to add Blackbeard's hockey into the factor would make probably possible why he didn't turn to stone either, not just his ability.
But we know overall that we don't know where his hockey is.
But we know he can negate devil fruit abilities.
Yo, but he can't negate the actual effects of the devil
Once
fruit.
it lands on you.
Yes.
But if you
We're just arguing in
put it
circles.
this way,
at
Larry.
this
If
point.
he,
We're literally debating in
if she
circles.
shoots the arrow at him,
Yeah, cool.
and he sucks it in with his,
That's fine.
He
I'm
wouldn't be turned to stone.
I know that. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying that he's going to get the arrow and it's just going to hit him. I'm not going to say that. But what I am saying is that if she gets close enough and touches him, because that's more effective than the arrow itself, that's going to be able to work on him. That's it.
And she wasn't able to.
My point is, it should have been able to. That should have happened within the story. But since Oda wants to ride Blackbeard so hard and make him this figure, which he's clearly not, this leads the majority of the One Piece community to think in this sheep way. And it's like, bro, if literally S-Snake is doing this to this point, we should suspect that it's capable Blackbeard.
So because S-Snake is able to kick Frankie?
No,
Like, you know what I mean?
no. You're not grasping the fact is, when she does the mellow with the hearts, you know what I'm saying? Blackbeard is obviously going to be overcome with, like, whatever. He might find her infectious, like, and, you know, affectionate, or whatever, or attractive. For her to do that, like, like, there's too many ways for Boa to turn somebody into stone without them actually being turned not into stone. You get what I'm saying?
Unless you're walking, we gotta move on. But he's literally walking around with an ability to make sure he's good in those situations. He just is. You can't be like, yo, it's impossible. I can straight up create a black hole wall and protect myself in situations.
Can't create a black hole wall. Get that.
Yo, I've seen him shoot out blackness into the air.
Okay.
And listen.
That's when he was about to do a move itself.
What is it move called, man? I forgot what it's called.
Vortex?
No.
It's another move. But either way, liberation.
Yeah, liberation.
All I'm saying is, you can't have a dude who can straight up negate devil fruits and be like, yo, it's impossible that he negated a devil fruit and wasn't affected by it.
Yo, but
because in the past, his hubris allowed him to get hit by people.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Larry, no.
Yes.
Oh
Because
my
it's
God,
always
bro.
happened. It's happened in every single
Larry.
fight. It's happened in every single fight he's ever been in. Every single fight he's ever been in, he's got landed on by people with devil fruits. Why would I just be like, yo, he just doesn't get hit this one time against Boa, of all people?
Because if he got hit him, it over. But again, we argued the plot thing already. So.
Go to sponsorship, Marv. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that One Piece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
And we back.
We got
Whatever.
4 super chats.
Go to super chats.
He's so salty. All right, we got.
Yo, because people always want to act like it's a stupid idea. Like,
No, I get you.
they really be out here like, yo, Larry be coping. I'd be like, yo, how am I coping though? Like, how am I doing that? When I'm literally providing you evidence of a characteristic that this character has, and yet you want to be like, yo, this character's #1 in the verse. All right, tell me then. Because a lot of people think that Blackbeard actually did damage against Whitebeard when they fought. Guess what happened? He never landed a goddamn hit on him. Ever. And then he begged for his life after and jumped Whitebeard as he was about to die 1 minute later with his whole crew. Then he said he was invincible because he had 2 devil fruits. And then what happened? He looked at Shanks and said, "We not ready." Shit out of here, bro. Read the super chats, bro.
I didn't know Blackbeard was in the chapter, yo. It's crazy. Anyway.
People are so ridiculous. People are ridiculous, bro.
We got a $2 super chat from Jacob Tiffany. It says, "Sorry I'm late. Shout out to my TOPT GOAT, Lawrence."
Hey! I'm gonna do that for this one. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate it. I got no words. I want to say I'm goated, but thank you.
I'd say you're goated, bro.
You're goated, Lawrence.
We got another $5 super chat from Strahd. It says, "Work calls, got to go banish some people to the Shadow Realm. Love you all. Remember to be kind to yourself and each other. Hashtag all the love." I think we needed that super chat.
Hey, yeah. All
Larry,
the love.
Larry was tweaking for a little bit.
What is the Shadow Realm again?
From Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh.
I assume?
I didn't watch
I
it.
don't
But
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you.
It's definitely not Blackbeard's realm.
Darkness realm somewhere in there. Anyway, we got another $5 super chat from Jordan Rothke. It says, "What do y'all think about Emu being a female alive from the Void Century, and is the person that actually killed the original Joy Boy through betrayal?"
I have no comment.
I like it. I do like it. I would like that. I would like for Emu and Joy Boy to have some crazy long-standing beef. I just think we're shifting towards that inevitability in the series.
Yeah. Nope, it depends on how it's done, or how I would respond to that. But it has potential, the way Oda writes it. But for some reason, I don't see Eam as a woman, though. I don't know why I see him as a...
That's sexist.
No, not... That has nothing to do with that. It's just... I don't know, I don't know. If he's supposed to be evil, would you want her to be evil? The woman be... Anyway, go ahead, move on.
It's crazy.
He tried to switch it on. He tried to flip it on. You see him? You see him?
Like
Amen.
somebody in the chat right now was like, "Yo, he neg-diffed Whitebeard, or like negatively, like he took away Whitebeard's devil fruit." I'm like, okay, he did, right? Cool. Did he do it when he put it on his face though?
No.
Did he do it when he actually like, you know, did the actual quake on his face? Like, did Blackbeard negate that? No, right? No. He didn't negate it, right? No. And this is what I be talking about with Blackbeard fans, bro. This is why I'm so amped, bro. Because they make no damn sense. Like, you can say one thing and then just avoid the whole other interaction of what actually happened during that fight.
Yeah. No, yeah, because he blocked. He did one fist.
He did Vortex.
He did Vortex. And then got hit with his halberd, then dropped, and then I think Whitebeard quaked his head.
And then quaked his face.
Yeah.
You good?
Hot, bro. Hot, man.
Anyway.
People don't know what they be talking about, bro.
Oh, man. We got another $5 super chat from the Odd Advantage. It says, "Larry and Emu never seen in the same room. His L takes are intentional to throw us off his trail.
L takes.
Doobie doo."
Larry B.
L takes.
Larry B. Emu. I don't know what the doobie doo thing was about. I appreciate it.
Anyway.
We got one more $10 super chat from Drek the Drek. It says, "Well, Blackbeard stated he didn't know that Law could do certain things with his Devil Fruit while awakened."
Damn, Blackbeard didn't know something? That's crazy. Yo, he knows everything, yo. I thought he always went into battle knowing what was going to happen, yo. Crazy.
All right. He could touch and harm Blackbeard due to extending his sword and banking on Blackbeard's lack of intel. Hancock's unarmed.
Unarmed. She's a walking devil fruit user. What are you talking about? She's a walking bullet.
Oh, man. We got another... Well, appreciate so much the super chat, Drek the Drek. We got another $2 super chat from James Hudson. It says, "Yo, Larry, use that promo code." Why are you so mad, bro?
Yo, I hate Blackbeard fans, bro.
Well, you could also
they're
argue...
the new Marco fans and Kid fans. Like, they're all grouped together, bro.
Yeah.
They're all the same people. We're going on. We head to the old Devil Fruit research lab in the basement. The missing CP agents yell out who's there, and to Shaka's surprise, he's in disbelief and asks why they're here. Vegapunk then calls for Shaka. Shaka asks who did this to him, and he's glad he's safe. Vegapunk then asks Shaka who did he come here with. Shaka says what? Then Shaka gets headshotted. Vegapunk's in disbelief, and so are the CP agents. Shaka's lifeless on the ground, and all you hear is someone walking down the flight of stairs. Vegapunk looks on frightened. Tell me your thoughts. We'll start with Seb.
I didn't have much for this. It was cool to see Shaka get shot like that, though. I did.
Cool, damn.
Yeah, it just looked cool. He just got sniped real quick. I thought that was dope. It made me think of maybe it is the Doflamingo Seraphim, just because Dofi uses a gun. It also made me call back to Shaka saying like I'm gonna die, like on panel to Dragon when he was on the phone. Like here we are. Is Shaka actually dead?
Nope.
Probably not, considering the
Hell's still alive, bro.
Yeah.
One Piece taking ability.
I did like how shocked Vegapunk looked. He looked like, yo, what the heck? Like he is completely in an utter shock. So I like that. I didn't have much here. Just cool, like get Shaka out of here. I know I will take my L. I did say Shaka was a traitor. I guess he ain't. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. With the shape shifting, it still could be him, low key. Still could be. I doubt it. Probably a loss. Law?
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much time of this, so we can move on to calls. But I'm gonna take my W because I was saying I didn't believe Shaka was it from the jump. I didn't believe I was giving him the way out this entire time, and so Shaka not being it, and then also, for what I'm seeing here, is that Vegapunk, right? He was shocked that Shaka got shot. Then the last panel, to me, it looks like he might be recognizing who that person is. I could be mistaken.
Yeah,
it could be him.
definitely.
It could be him still just in shock, right? Because I'm thinking he's like shock. But in the next panel, his eyes are even wide open. Like, I know you. Like it's you, right? So that goes into like I'm saying this kind of points more to my theory. Remember my theory of the whole possible being why he went away from the clones and started using satellites. Maybe this is the clone I was talking about. So I'm gonna keep it short there, but I think he recognized it, and it could be a possible. At the very least, it's someone he knows, but I think it could possibly be the clone that he kind of like forgot about or stopped using because he switched to satellites because he thought to be more effective, or the clone thing he couldn't control for whatever reason. I haven't worked out a good explanation yet, but my theory's still in play. Yeah, what you got, Larry?
He not dead. I'm 100% sure of that. I think it's very important that we look back to what Atlas said, where she could change her face, she could change her body overall, she could replace things. I think because the cloud does exist, that maybe the satellites can upload their consciousness into it and then probably transfer it to a new body.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's extra bodies of these people like laying around, and I'm not gonna say Shaka is completely out. I'm gonna be honest. I know that what Oda just wrote was you should have connected it sooner, like as the title of the chapter. But to me, I think Shaka is still kind of a culprit. I think that the fact is he might have been able to control whatever that satellite might have been that's chasing them. And the reason I say that is, how did he know that Vegapunk was down there?
I was thinking the same thing. When they showed that, I thought he might be it.
Like, what? Like, how, come on, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that.
Of all the places that you told everybody else to search, you just immediately just knew that he might have been down there. Also, this is an old research lab. I don't know if the other satellites know that there's a research lab down there unless the information is shared through the cloud because they uploaded it. What if Shaka was just like, yo, I'm not going to upload this? So to me, I think that what probably happened was Shaka came down with the satellite he was going to put his consciousness into, and he was controlling it, went down there, shot himself, and he's going to transfer into the new body. But this body will probably look like the actual Vegapunk instead of the Stella Vegapunk that we have. He's going to look like the Stella Vegapunk, but it's just going to be a satellite.
That'd be pretty cool.
So now he takes over, and the question has always been, is this an actual satellite or not, or is there somebody extra on the island?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, it's always going to be a satellite, because if you're going to destroy Vegapunk and all of his work, you need something to replace him. And I don't think that anybody else will sufficiently do what one of these satellites can in the world. I think that Vegapunk alone is the reason why this is going to happen. I think that there's going to be a new cloud from the satellite that's going to make it. I think he's going to create other satellites of himself, and the research is probably going to be for the benefit of the world in a different way that the Stella thought. And this is why he's getting rid of everybody. This is why, like, I think that they're just going to erase Egghead. Like, even Sentomaru in the beginning of the chapter was like, yo, why would they take care of the greatest mind in the world? Mm-hmm. Well, there's a satellite that can reproduce his work. So I think that it might still be Shaka, but Shaka as another Vegapunk, but it looks like the Stella.
You just made me think of, because obviously we just got word from the other chapter saying that there was no reason for the government to find out about him bringing this history. Continuing what you're saying is, what if they were convinced to get rid of Vegapunk? Because again, why would they still? Why? I understand the hard thing, but if you trust, not to trust Vegapunk, but if he's aligned with you, why get rid of him? Unless someone says Vegapunk is doing this and convinces the world government, I can replace him.
Here to add it too, he's the only satellite we've seen have exchanges of conversations with Dragon. That means that he's also getting info from Dragon, which he could probably give to the government, but he's probably just playing both sides. That means that he probably talks to the government too, unlike any of the other satellites. He just has the expertise or the ability to do so. I don't see Lilith doing that. I don't see Edison, Atlas. I don't see, Pythagoras. I don't see any of those guys doing that. But I definitely do see Shaka. So I think Shaka's still the number one suspect still. I don't think he's gone. It just makes too much sense as to why.
Yeah, I don't think him getting shot in this, because that in itself is a murder mystery trope. Like, the culprit is the first body to get dropped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is a murder mystery trope, and maybe Oda's playing into it. And like I said, like Larry brought it out earlier. Yo, what Atlas said about her shape can be whatever. I just feel like, yo, why say that?
We never had something like that on panel either.
Because
I'm pretty sure when we all saw that, we were like, Oda really drew this?
Yeah. It's kind of wild, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that.
And, yo, he got shot, bro. Yeah. Like, it was like blood, the whole shebang.
And also, too, what hides it is the fact that we all know Shaka as in the helmet. So that literally, and covered up completely, that could literally be anybody or anyone, you know? So you're legit, you shot him, but you're also hiding who's really inside.
Exactly. And then when we finally see him and it's, another Vegapunk, you're like, oh snap.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. That's my train of thought. But yeah. All right, Marv, get to phone calls, please.
That was a good chapter.
Yeah, it was a pretty good chapter. It was still an 8. I wouldn't say it was an amazing chapter, but it was alright.
Bro, I'm hungry, man.
You look hungry, bro. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one of the videos on TikTok did really well of you, bro.
Of who, Law? Me?
Yeah, you.
Which one?
You were saying that Frankie was underrated when JT called up.
I feel like that's a universal thought process.
And everybody was like, yo, Frankie mad underrated, yo.
It's a universal thought process.
It was like, yo, we love Frankie, bro.
Super. Yeah, Frankie's. I'm watching _Dressrosa again, and Frankie and the toy house fighting the Marines.
And Senor Pink.
And all of them.
Vice, yeah.
I was like, yo, this is dope. I kind of liked how you have one Straw Hat just wreaking havoc, and they view him as a monster, and he's taking on all this. Like, I did think that was dope.
Yo, Frankie easily one of the best strides, bro.
Yeah.
It's so crazy he took a backseat. Him and Brooke.
Did y'all see?
Because I kind of wanted to see Brooke stunt against the Seraphim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we hear them?
Yeah, pass them through.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, it's Diverse.
Hey,
what's up,
Jay,
bro?
what's up, man?
How's it going, man? Welcome back to the States.
Word.
I'm back.
Happy you landed.
Yeah, I don't really got any big argument today. I feel like Larry's had enough of that earlier. So, I'm just going to discuss a few things I noticed in the chapter. I guess like a previous chapter too. It's like the whole like Rio argument about like why isn't Luffy using Rio to like damage the Seraphim.
Mm-hmm.
And I think personally, I think he's using it because there's never been an indication in the manga when Luffy's using Rio. Like there's no, like the anime has a special effect for it, but the manga's never had that. And he doesn't, at least I think for Gear 4, he never changed the name of the attacks to indicate when he's using Rio. Like for Advanced Conqueror's Haki, he at least says Kong Overgun to signify, oh, I'm using Advanced Conqueror's Haki in my punch now.
Mm-hmm.
But for Rio, it was just, he didn't change anything. There was no effect. So it's kind of hard to tell if he's using it or not. And then another thing is, I guess I don't know how people feel about like the Rokugan and like if that's durability negation. I've always viewed it as durability negation because that's the way it seemed. But the Seraphims got hit with that the other chapter, and I don't think that did damage to them either. And then the S Shark, I mean, they said it didn't do damage, but like it clearly hit it on the inside, like the smoke was coming out of its mouth. So I think Lunarian durability is just like that.
Yeah.
And then
I gotta check on
the other like quick little thing is you got Sanji's eyebrows flipped. When they're pointing towards his nose, that's like the regular position. When they're facing outwards, that's when it's the same as his brother's. And whatever activated.
So he's still in that mode.
Yeah, he's like in it now.
He entered it after he kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like next time we see him, he'll be in that mode. Assumingly, I don't know if it's gonna switch back. You know what I mean? Or whatever. In regards to the I don't know if it's Dur-neg per se, because it like Rokugan worked on Luffy. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when like Luffy's impervious to regular damage. So it worked on him when he took real damage from it. So like I guess you could say it's Dur-neg. But like I don't know, the Seraphim seem fine. So it's possible that Lunarian DNA is just like that, but like at the same time, like I don't think King was straight up impervious to any damage. Like I think when Zoro was using the King of Hell attacks, like if he landed on King, he would have been hurt. Like either whether he was with flames on or off. Zoro was just using it because it was like this is when he's weaker, but like King was still defending and dodging attacks and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he was impervious to damage, he would have just, In regards to the Rio, I agree. I thought the same thing when I read it. I was like, maybe Luffy is just using Rio and he's just tanking it. I think he wasn't. I don't know. That's just my headcanon, though. Like, when I read it, I just thought he wasn't using it. So.
Also, do we know if Zoro has, like, internal damage Rio, or if he's just like, I'm not sure what exactly Enma gave him, because like in the anime it also shows that like he has like an aura around it similar to Luffy, but I don't think that's ever like specified if it's like the same type as Luffy's.
So I want to add, so that's a good observation that Luffy so far, when I remember, like you said, didn't really add a different name to his attack, but there is a characteristic that Rio does that's different from clear Haki and Haki hardening, is the fact that it can hit you without touching, So, granted, the way they showed it with Luffy attacking the S-Bear, we weren't able to see if Luffy was touching or not. But from what I understand, I don't think he was using Rio at all. Because Luffy kind of fights in a way, unless he feels it's necessary, I don't know why, but we kind of see this throughout like the show. Unless he seems like you bring to a certain point or seems necessary for him to whip out a stronger technique in his ability-wise or even Haki, he doesn't really use it. He'll kind of fight you with a base, and then eventually he'll decide, I'm going to finish up now. I'm going to use this, So I haven't seen Luffy use against S-Bear where it shows where he's not touching, where using Haki, like using Rio to show that, and for the Zoro, always say that he didn't necessarily gain anything through Emma. It was more like him realizing how to utilize it. Like you have to utilize Emma more fully. You have to have a strong will and utilize it with Ryo, Haki Hardening, or Conquerors. You have to use it with that. Zoro didn't show that he kind of gained Ryo through Wano, through like how Luffy learned it through Horogoro, like through training. If he learned it from Mihawk, maybe, but for right now, all we saw was just the standard Haki Hardening, and then later on, he picked up Conqueror's coding through that attack with Kaido and realized how to use Emma more properly for him to wield it. So, but also, so through that is either it's Ryo and for Luffy it's Ryo and Conqueror's coding. Zoro for now is just Haki Hardening, then jumping to Conqueror's coding. And for the Sanji thing, I haven't paid too much difference to his eyebrows. I kind of want him to tap into like the higher mode with his family liners, like him using his his Haki to conquer those negative side effects where he will lose his humanity. You know, I kind of want Sanji's Haki to play a factor in it, where he could use the aspects of like his heritage through his father, what he created him with, but also his Haki being able to overpower that him can control his ability, making Sanji even stronger than what he should have been.
Actually, that brings up like another, I guess, interesting question. Now that we know Judge and Caesar, it seems like they're gonna come after Vegapunk eventually. And like, if Vegapunk is gonna be traveling with the Straw Hats, that means Judge and Sanji are gonna meet up again. And like the exoskeleton is doing what we think is doing to like his emotions and whatnot. Does that mean that Sanji would have to obey Judge's like orders like the rest of the siblings do?
Boy, you must be crazy.
Like, I mean,
you must be out your goddamn mind.
Emotions.
You must be out your goddamn mind, Traverse. Alright.
Listen. Reiju got her emotions still, but she said she still got to obey the orders. So, you know, things slowly coming back to Sanji that shouldn't have been there, it could be a possibility on the table.
No. I never thought of that.
No.
I never thought of that. That could be a bad where he used his Haki to overcome, but I still believe that Judge is going to see Sanji and realize that he's his greatest creation or achievement. That's what I think he's going to realize. Then he's going to gain like love or respect for his son. But it could be add to it too, where he tries to control Sanji, like he has it in it, but Sanji kind of wills out of it. Like no, which could add to why he's the greatest, because Judge realizing what he lost in Sanji.
Yeah, so I went back and read that King fight real quick, and it was super shorter than I thought it was.
Use my link.
No.
The whole fight?
Yeah.
You got something?
I mean, not the whole fight, but like the ending fight that mattered. Not once did Zoro use Conqueror's coding against King when his flame was on. He cut him 3 times with Conqueror's coding, and that ended the fight. Yeah. But each time his flame wasn't on.
Until the last attack.
Nope. Still wasn't on.
No, because
nope. I just looked at it. It's not on.
But then what I'm saying is, for him when he used fire, right? Every time he uses fire, his flame is on.
But
Larry's right. If you look in the panels, like even on that last attack, the flame is not on his back.
Yeah.
And that brought up another point I want to mention that Larry had brought up earlier in the chapter. I guess other people already pointed it out. Whenever the Seraphim use Devil Fruit abilities, the flame disappears off their back. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of happened for King. At least anytime King used hybrid form, the flame disappeared.
No, that's not true either. He was flying.
I can check.
No, he was.
I said hybrid.
You mean like full pterodactyl form?
No, not full pterodactyl. Hybrid.
That shouldn't matter though, because if he's in full pterodactyl form, then he's using his Devil Fruit. So if his flame doesn't go out, it doesn't matter if he's in hybrid or not.
Then it also turns off whenever he uses the stretchy head attack.
So
it could just be a weird coincidence, but.
So my understanding of that situation, because I agree, like I read this recently with the Zoro and King thing, and I noticed that he didn't hit him on panel when he had the flames on, right? But I thought that was intentional by Zoro because he knew he was weaker when he had the flames off. Like, I don't think he was incapable of being damaged with the flames on. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Well, I mean, Zoro said it wasn't when he tried hitting King with Purgatory Onigiri, and then he's like, "Oh, the flame's on. There's no point in attacking right now."
Yeah, there was no. So basically, he only started using Conqueror's coding after the Purgatory attack, and then he noticed like, yo, I can only actually attack him when his flame is off. I thought he attacked him when the flame was on at one point, but even then, King still took 3 attacks that were of that caliber and was still good.
I gotta go back to the fire thing because I swear he showed that King only uses the fire when he has the flame on his back. Because if that last attack, if he used the flame thing, that means his back was lit.
He uses the fire to activate the attack, but then afterwards, when he throws the attack at Zoro, that you can't really see if there's a flame on his back or not because it's on the sword. But after Zoro cuts him and the flame is still going, his flame is off. Like he's falling out of the sky with his wing cut, and it shows he doesn't have a flame on his back. So, for all we know, Conqueror's coding might not even work on like a Lunarian.
Sounds crazy.
With
And if
flames
that's
on
the
their
case, then King's an idiot. Why wouldn't you just stay with the flame on?
This was my whole thing. I've been saying
Now,
this.
Larry's been making that argument for forever now.
But I just disagree. Like that would why?
Because
that would make him the worst fighter in the game.
Yo,
bro.
I said this.
Bro.
Because the
no
reason I said
way,
this was
bro.
because when King saw that Enma was just draining Zoro of haki, he was like, yo, that's going to kill you eventually. He stops flying and literally comes to fight him face to face. I was like, what are we doing? Leave your flame on.
I'm going to choose to believe.
Oh, you choose to believe?
I'm choosing to believe that King could be hurt. He just wasn't be hurt at the extreme levels, yo. Because why?
I've seen people suggest that like King has never actually gotten hit with Conqueror's coding before, so he was scared of the what if. About what if that actually did hit me with flames on and it did damage.
Yo, I mean, that could be like a psychological thing, but like King wasn't that psychologically weak. He was just an idiot.
Yeah.
He was literally just an idiot.
Yo, but Zoro even says it looks like you're blocking now. What happened to it not having an effect on you? You're scared now.
No, but
like you get what I mean?
No, because Zoro didn't. Hold on, because Zoro didn't know when his flame would. No, when his flame would go off or on. When it went off, that's when he started attacking. So King was like, "Yo, I gotta go on the defensive since I can't attack you back without turning my flame off."
I also said Oda kind of played fast and loose with the flame, especially like early on in the raid. Like there's moments like Marco will drop kick King and like he's like slumped over a bit, and then the flame is still on. Or like the first Purgatory Onigiri.
Well, that's because
the Marco has a special effect on fire. He pointed that out with Big Mom and Prometheus. This is a different thing entirely.
There's the second instance.
Guys.
There's the second instance when Zoro hits him with Purgatory Onigiri for like chapter 1022.
Let's finish.
And like you see like the blood splat from Purgatory Onigiri.
Yo, but guys, it's Marco.
I mean,
like, come on, bro. It's Marco, bro.
I'm not saying.
Obviously, Oda wants to hype Marco up, so he's gonna do something that goes against the story. Like that's never happened in One Piece before, and I've never pointed it out.
In this situation specifically, it was pointed out earlier in the arc that Marco has a special capability against Flame. That is why he hurt King in that situation.
Cool.
It's true. You can't deny that.
Yeah, but Marco doesn't have an attack of Conqueror's coding that equals that amount.
That's not the point.
The degree is like.
I thought the whole thing with his flames was like they were like shockwave based. At least that's what Queen said when he got hit with it.
I don't know. I can't. I didn't read it that way when I was reading it. I didn't think he was incapable of being harmed, period, even if he had the Conqueror. I thought Zoro was like, yo, I'm going to do it now because this is the most effective damage I can do to him. He's weaker here. But if I'm wrong, the King's just an idiot. Straight up.
I've said this, bro. Cat over King.
I still don't see I still don't see how this would put Katakuri over him. You feel me? Like, Cat still has the same struggle.
No, you're a Katakuri hater, so it makes sense.
But Larry, you tell me, with what attack is he going to hit him that's going to,
At this point, he doesn't have to have
he'd have to take the flame away.
Yeah,
I guess maybe.
I mean, King is going to take it away for him.
Yo, but
All
even
I'm
that,
saying,
yo, but
man.
Larry, even without the flame, he took 3. To your point, 3 attacks from Zoro with advanced Conqueror's Haki on him.
Well,
Cat doesn't have a single attack as strong as those attacks.
well, Cat is stronger than
Then who?
getting Gear 4 Luffy without Rio. And Snake Man and
Okay,
Down Man,
but
all that stuff.
hold on, but the
I think
attacks Zoro's using are stronger than Gear 4
I
Luffy
agree.
with Rio.
I agree, but it only took 3 attacks from that. I think it would probably take like at least
listen,
18,
okay.
18 attacks. It's
Bro.
still gonna accumulate the damage in order to take King out.
For
Accumulate
Mr. No AP?
Yo, right?
From Cat 18?
You better chill
I'm
out.
not even gonna go that far
Y'all better-
with it.
y'all better chill
But I'm
out.
saying there's a large
Y'all better
gap
chill
in
out.
AP from what Zoro was hitting King with that he was able to take, and what Cat was whipping out and hitting Luffy with. There is a significant gap in attack power there.
I didn't say there wasn't. I'm just saying that he would still get hurt.
But you gotta go one-sided. The other side.
King
though,
gotta
too.
be able to land on Cat too.
Yeah.
King ain't gonna land.
Oh, he's not gonna land now.
Yeah, y'all forgetting that the boy. All right, we're not gonna get into this.
We already in it, bro.
We're not gonna get into
We
it.
got. Traverse is your fault, bro. You said you got one question.
It took like
It took 6
I don't know how
it
things
took
turned
like,
out like
like
this.
20 minutes in the calls.
Things just kept going, my bad.
All right, Traverse, thank you for the question,
All right.
man. We're gonna try to get one more call.
Appreciate you.
All right, love
All
you.
right, love you too,
Yeah.
man. Peace.
Have a good night.
I don't know, man.
King, yo, I've been
I
said
got
King is an
kids.
idiot,
Yo.
bro.
Oh, there we go. Gotcha.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, it's Par. I'm gonna be quick so you guys can get to
Par,
another
what
call.
up?
What up,
Yo,
Par?
what's up, man? Yo, can you put Z on the phone, bro? I'm not trying to hear you.
I can't. He's too big. He's at his desk. We bought him a little desk and he plays
What?
with it.
Oh, he's already writing novels?
Oh,
You right
yeah,
there.
and he
right
got
in
like a
there.
laptop.
he's adopting the vision.
Yeah, exactly. It's right next to my desk.
Imagine he's just like, yo, don't subscribe to my dad's channel. I'm so much better.
Listen, Z about to put out the most fire One
And it's
Piece
all about
theory
like
of
Similac. He's
of
like, yo, don't
20
drink Similac.
2035.
It's poison.
That's crazy because he drinks Similac. That's wild that you knew that.
He can drink it. He's strong enough.
Yeah.
Facts.
He's like, yo, the prohibition of Similac during the 1970s.
Yo, that sound.
Par, just ask your question, bro. Ignore us.
Yeah. So I mean, it's less of a question, but you guys, I don't think you guys brought it up, but shout outs to Mosh because he brought it up during our collab together. And it's like a bittersweet theory, but it would explain 100% what we see in this chapter from S Snake, right? Like, so basically, Mosh was saying that he expects that Boa would be like super emotive and be the only person to speak. And the reason why is because right now, Boa is the only confirmed conqueror, and we know that lineage factor does not leak into, but like is matters here, like Jinbei's Seraphim knew Fishman karate, and so like the conquerors aspect will probably come into play with the Seraphims. And right now, Mihawk, Jinbei, and Kuma aren't confirmed conquerors, and I know it's sad, but it might be the reason why that they don't speak like a Snake does. And I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
That's good. It's either that or the fruit, right? I would say.
So while I do get that, and I have joked that, and I pointed it out to like on this cast before that Mihawk totally couldn't be a conqueror. I want him to be a conqueror so bad.
Yeah.
So like I hate it for that fact. Like I want Zoro's first sky splitting moment to be with Mihawk. Like, I think that works. So to know that Mihawk just ain't and like he can't like I just wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Although it does fit so far with everything we've gotten in the series.
Shanks over Mihawk, bro.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
I kind of attribute it more to personality-wise, where Jinbei and Mihawk were kind of more of like quiet warriors, where Bo Hancock's more of an expressive, emotional person, you know? So she's more expression in what they say. So I
Jinbei
think
kind of talkative, bro.
he can be. That is
He
true.
do be chatting.
Yo, he be chatting,
He be
bro.
chatting, bro.
He be laughing a lot, too.
Mihawk, like especially in terms of combat, he was very talkative too, right? When he was fighting Luffy, he had the whole thing like, damn, he got that ally, he got that other power.
Mihawk be dropping full poems on his
Yeah,
opponents,
he'd be dropping like philosophy about how like fate gotta take the win, and then he just gets you know
the toad in the bottom of the well, and like he be saying all of that, bro.
And to me, it was odd because in this chapter we saw the Seraphim, S-Hawk and S-Bear both take like multiple hits, and they're just kind of like looking down and looking up, and they're like, huh, and they don't even say a thing. And I feel like Mihawk and Kuma, they would both be like, yeah, that was interesting, you know, like something, anything, but right now they're not talking at all, which is like Jinbei, I get, right? Like he's kind of the quiet dude, but you know, like until Who's Who started spinning the racism stuff, right? He was kind of quiet. But the other two, I feel like not a word, you know, like I know people said S-Bear said like Ursula shock, like, but like that's like different to me. And you know, I like what Larry said too, the devil fruit power, like, but to me that would imply that like Boa's fruit is something else with it, like an extremely powerful like backing, because then why not Kuma's and why not Jinbei's, right? Because if all devil fruits have a will, then wouldn't that also imply that Boa's has an extra part, and it might mean something else for Boa's fruit, you know, like a lot of people thought Medusa or something like that. But
her devil fruit is weird though, because her devil fruit was recently shown from what I remember. She has a devil fruit and it's a cherry, and they're two different colors, like the devil fruits. Did you see it? Boa Hancock's, her devil fruit design came out.
I didn't remember.
Oh, in the SBS?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she has a cherry devil fruit, and it's one color is like blue and the other one's like pink.
You know part about the drop of theory on this. Right?
So there might be an indication of this devil fruit in particular is a very special one. That's the only devil fruit we've ever seen with two different colors. The other ones
have not seen that.
The other ones have been primarily one color, and then it has like the leaves, which resemble like hearts for like, you know, whatever. But it's never been a two-colored fruit. Hers is the only one.
Ooh, I see it now. Wow, that's crazy.
I gotta look at it.
Yeah.
Same.
So her devil fruit has to be special, and it also, again, I'm not a hater of Blackbeard. I support him, but like I don't support the things that the plot gives him. But like he even went after her fruit. He didn't want the government to go after her fruit. So there has to be something special about her fruit overall.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yo, Par.
Damn.
Much love to you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for calling out. We're going to try to hit these super chats before Marv kicks us out of the studio.
We got you. Good talk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to hear from you, Par.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Work on the rap game video.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. See you later, Par. All right, let's do these super chats real quick.
Yeah, real quick. We did get a $5 super chat from Insatiable Hunger. It says, the PTSD of the King versus Zoro fight, that's the L of this arc. Oda reminding me how all Seraphims will fall by acting stupid and choosing speed over defense. I'm just going to...
It wouldn't be the first time.
I swear there's a flame. I got to check it out. I'm gonna zoom in. I think he got knocked out afterwards where we don't see the flame, but I'm
We did get another $2 super chat from Terrible TJ. It says, who is the most important woman in One Piece? I'm going to go Nami, even though the answer is probably Robin.
Yeah, probably Robin. Right now.
Yeah, Robin.
Or Luffy's mom.
Robin for sure.
It's definitely not Luffy's mom. Okay. We got another, but thank you so much, Terrible TJ. We got another $2 super chat from Mr. Bushido. It says, Judge breaks Queen out of Impel Down. I'm with it. Whatever it takes to reunite Mads.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Buggy.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of crazy, actually. But,
I'd rather Dofi does it, but whatever.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for all of the love and attention. If you haven't liked the stream, please do. Helps us out. If you wanted to comment your thoughts, please comment on the video. Helps the algorithm out as well. We get another $2 from Bushido. He says, will we see Fuji versus Hawkeye before Zoro versus Hawkeye? Maybe. Terrence Matthews with the $5. Thank you. He says, do you think that Zoro will learn Gentle Blade techniques? I'm pretty sure he knows it already. Overall, thank you so much. This has been amazing. If you're not in the Discord, please click the link below. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Sam.
And this is That One Piece Talk. Jana.